If you have been watching TFL Off-Road or TFL Truck channels, you know we like to do these videos that we call which truck is best for you. And I have a really mega comparison for you today, because I have not two but three trucks. Here I have a 2021 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro. I also have a brand new project truck that we own, a TFL truck, Chevy Silverado Trail Boss. And then I have this, the brand new Ram Rebel, which one of our producers and videographers owns. This is Alex's truck. So in this video, I'm gonna go over my list, each category, configurations, powertrains, interior, suspensions, tires, to figure out which truck is best for you.
If you're in the market for a sweet pair of headphones, check out this pair from Cove. I've been using these to edit TFL videos for about a month, and the Bluetooth works from 30 feet away. That way you can even flip on the noise canceling and tune out while you're working in the garage. They're super comfortable, and a charge lasts up to 12 hours, which means you can fold them up, toss them in their included bag, and take your music anywhere. Plus, if you get a call while wearing them, the built-in mic won't miss a beat. Here's something cool. With noise canceling on, they're quiet from the outside until you open them up. Usually these headphones are $199, but use the code FAST68 and get over 67% off of them. And that's the best deal you're gonna find on noise canceling headphones anytime soon, and the reviews speak for themselves. For more information, click the link in the description below.
Each one of these trucks are the most off-road worthy versions for their respective manufacturers. This is a 2021 TRD Pro Tundra. Every year TRD Pro does a special color, and we see it here again for 2021. This is Lunar Rock. But it's basically the same truck mechanically as it has been, and it's now the oldest in the segment as far as its underpinnings are concerned. But it doesn't mean that it's not a good truck. So let's take a kind of a wide look at the side profile. This is what they call a double cab. I know it's very confusing, but in Toyota language for the Tundra, this basically means that it's a slightly smaller, still four-door cab with a longer bed option. It's also available as a Crew Max, which is 4 full-size doors. So the TRD Pros come with these red springs. Of course, it's specially tuned because these also use Fox shocks. And the tire, as you can see here, is a Michelin. It's mostly kind of a, I would call it all-season tire, not an all-terrain tire, not super aggressive for super off-road driving. We have tested TRD Pros off-road in the past. You can see all these videos linked in this video as well. These are decent tires, but not the best. TRD Pros offer a small suspension lift from the factory, and if you can see way down here, a really strong TRD aluminum skid plate, and there's a couple other skid plates further down the line. So yes, black tow hooks. I know we kind of make jokes about tow hooks all the time, but right here it's kind of plasticky. So what I kind of would like to see in a proper off-road truck is a little bit more toughness in the front. Maybe a skid plate that wraps around, kind of like on the Rebel, in the front of the vehicle. So let's keep going. If you've seen TFL Truck and No Pavement Needed series, this is a truck that we've had for about 9 to 10 months. We have about 13,000 miles on this truck. We know this truck very well. It hasn't let us down yet. It's a crew cab, so full 4-door, large cab, short bed. But unlike Toyota, the Trail Bus can be had in a few more configurations. You can choose, once again, a double cab, which is a shorter cab, long bed. You can choose this version. You can also choose this crew cab with a longer bed. So you can decide, pick and choose which configuration you get. Let's look down. Once again, a modified suspension from the factory with a 2-inch lift and Rancho shocks. So we have Fox shocks on the Toyota, Rancho on the Silverado, and Silverado has these aggressive Goodyear Wrangler Duratrack tires. They're not very big, about 32 inches, very similar to the Tundra tire diameter actually, but this tire is a little bit more aggressive. I love this, that Silverado is using this aggressive tire. And let's look at the skid plate once again. It's steel. It starts as plastic, and a little bit further it's steel. Yes, the approach angle is decent, red tow hooks, very visible and very easily accessible, but I wish there would be more protection in the front. Once again, when you're hitting something, you're gonna hit it here first. Then finally, the Ram Rebel. Currently, the TRX is not quite for sale yet, so this is currently the most off-road worthy Ram pickup truck in the lineup. As you can kind of see, this is a full four-door cab. Once again, Chevrolet kind of has this configuration down. They have more choices. In the Ram, you can get a shorter cab, they call it quad, or this big crew cab with either a short bed or a long bed. So 2 configurations here for the Rebel, 3 configurations for the Chevy, and 2 configurations for the Toyota. So as far as different choices for the body types, Chevrolet has more option. Let's look underneath. So once again, suspension lift. Alex chose a steel spring suspension. Rebels also are offered with air springs, so you can pick and choose air suspension or steel. I like steel suspension a little bit more because you can modify it easily down the road. And the Ram kind of wins the tire battle. Very similar tire like the Chevy. This is a Goodyear Wrangler DuraTrack, but it's taller. It's a 33-inch tall tire. And in previous videos that we've done with this truck, we've also actually measured it, so we know it's true. Larger tire, very aggressive, and the shocks they're using are Bilstein. I also have to apologize. I've been mispronouncing Bilstein for a couple of years now. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. Let's look under the hoods. Okay, so what's powering these beasts? Well, under the hood of the 2021 Tundra is just one engine option for right now. It's a 5.7 tried and true I-Force V8 gas engine. It's been around for years, and it's actually one of my favorite engines because it always has power when you need it. 381 horsepower, 401 pound-feet of torque, and also tried and true, it's got a 6-speed automatic transmission. So Toyota hasn't updated to an 8-speed. Yes, the fuel efficiency is the worst of the group. It's the worst on paper when you look at the EPA ratings, and it's also not great in real life. I'll compare it to the other trucks in a second. So one engine option here. Come along. This is a 5.3 liter V8 with a new 10-speed automatic transmission, and this combination is the 5.3 actually engine is the most popular Silverado 1500 engine. So that's why we purchased this truck. We wanted something that a lot of people are buying, and the 10-speed was kind of new for 2020 with this engine combination, so we bought that as well. So far it's been bulletproof. We have long-term review of this truck on TFL Truck channel as well. You can check it out. Fuel efficiency is really good. We tested it recently on our MPG loop. We got 20.7 MPG, which matches the 21 highway MPG rating from the EPA pretty close. Also, you can get a V6 or a 6.2 liter V8. So 3 engine options currently in the trail box. This is the 5.7 liter Hemi. Same displacement as the Toyota engine, but of course it's the Hemi that hasn't changed much in the last, I don't know, 5 to 7 years. 395 horsepower, 410 pound-feet of torque, and it has an 8-speed automatic transmission. And actually the Rebel is a pretty interesting truck because you can have different engine options. You can do a V6, a 3.6 liter Pentastar. You can also configure a Rebel in 2-wheel drive. I'm not sure how many people configure it that way. Also, you can get a diesel. Yes, the 3-liter EcoDiesel is available in the Rebel as well. So if you want more range, longer cruising, the Ram Rebel is a choice for you. So once again, 3 engine options. So 1 engine in Toyota, 3 engine options in the Chevy, and 3 right here. We tested this engine on the fuel efficiency loop when we had the red Ram Rebel long-term truck that we purchased. We got about 17.9 MPG, about 18 on the highway, so it has a higher EPA rating, but we never saw that in real life, which is a little bit disappointing. Now, let's switch to payload and towing. Yes, these are off-road trucks, but it's important to have capability because these trucks have to do everything, not just one thing. In the Tundra TRD Pro right here, double cab, 4-wheel drive obviously, just over 1,300 pounds of total payload and 9,900 pounds of maximum towing. In fact, out of all these three trucks, it's kind of in the middle on towing and lowest payload, and I'll explain that a little bit more right now. By the way, all these trucks are over 50,000. At the end of the video, I'm going to tell you exact pricing for all these trucks, the way you see here, and I'll tell you my favorite. The trail bus right here has over 16,000 pounds of total payload with a crew cab, four-wheel drive, everything you see here. It has the best payload of these three trucks. Has the lowest towing at 9,500 pounds. So yes, you're giving up something. You're giving up payload in the Tundra with a special suspension. You're giving up a little bit of towing right here in the trail bus. Alex just had the bed lined. Do you see how shiny it is? It's pretty cool. The other trucks already came with bed liners from the factory. You can also order, of course, the Rebel with a bed liner, but Alex did not. Anyway, I digress. This truck has just over 1,400 pounds of total payload, so it's kind of in the middle, and over 11,000 pounds of towing. Yes, there is a catch though. The Tundra has the largest fuel tank, 38 gallons. It's the largest in the segment of half-ton trucks. You can go a long distance even though you don't have very good fuel efficiency. You have a lot of volume. In the trail bus, you only have 24 gallons. Right here, you can configure it up to about 33 gallons. All right, let's look at the interiors and the features on the inside. Yes, the Tundra is the oldest design truck, but it still has, you know, a wireless key, open and lock. It has a push button start. Let's fire up the engine. Toyota has updated the Tundra several times, just kind of giving it a little bit of fresher look. Latest technologies. This does have adaptive cruise, lane departure warning, so it has some of those systems. I have always found the Tundra comfortable. It's got big, large seats. There's lots of TRD Pro stitching and logos everywhere, including the floor mats. It's got a traditional console-mounted shifter. Does not have wireless charging, this particular truck, but it has a gigantic center console. It's huge. You can put like 4 laptops in there. 3 cup holders, pockets for maps, knickknacks, everything is cool. Great driving position. Telescoping wheel, I can get really comfy, really soft steering wheel, I like that. Yes, some of the other materials are a little plasticky, but I have navigation here, climate control, automatic climate, and the 4-wheel drive controller is right here by my right knee. You can go from 2-wheel drive to 4 high to 4 low. Of course, you have to be in neutral for that. The truck is yelling at me. There's no selectable locker on the Tundra. It's more of a limited slip system. This truck does not offer anything fancy like crawl control systems, but it's still very, very capable, even with these factory tires. We've showed that to you. But wait, there is more. I really wanted to show you guys kind of this double cab configuration in the Tundra. I'm sitting behind myself. I'm just over 6'2". My knees are touching a little bit, but it's actually not too bad. So if you don't always carry like 5 people or 4 people, but you need more bed space, maybe you're building an overland truck, I think this is a really good configuration as far as you can put more stuff in the back and not quite as many people in here. Welcome to the trail bus. If you've been watching our channels, you're probably already very familiar with this interior. This is a Trail Boss LT, which means it's kind of the high level trim. As far as overall interior layout, I really like the functionality of it, the buttons, the knobs, but it's a little bit more dark than even the Tundra. The Tundra has a little bit more silver, kind of to break up some of this plastics. It's not a bad interior. As far as seats, I like the Tundras a tiny bit more. They're a little bit wider, feel a little bit more comfy. But the console here is also very huge. You basically have 3 spots or maybe 2 big cup holders here. 2 glove boxes versus 1 in the Tundra. Very large 8-inch screen right here. This does not have adaptive cruise control, however. I'm not sure why GM is doing this. They're very selective in which trucks and which years they're rolling out their adaptive cruise systems. But it has everything else. Heated seats, heated steering wheel. Let me adjust the steering wheel. Yeah, I kind of like the Tundra steering wheel a little bit better because it's a little thicker and a little softer. For this new generation of the truck, Chevrolet put the four-wheel drive controls and all the modes and lights here on the left. In this vertical orientation, you also have automated four-wheel drive, which means it's a rear-wheel drive platform, but automatically it can transfer power to the front axle when it detects slip, so it's almost like an all-wheel drive. There's of course 4 high, 4 low, and then 2 high, so you can kind of select between them. You also have your tow haul mode selector here. I'm not in love with this system. Sometimes it's not very intuitive that I have to always click left for towing, and for some reason when I have to go off-road I only have to click right. It's kind of personal preference. Finally, the Ram Rebel. You've probably heard me say this before, but this truck has one of the nicest interiors. It's comfortable, it's big, it's nice, it's luxurious. You're getting a 12-inch infotainment screen. Of course, you're getting everything else. Still telescoping wheel. Let me fire the engine. Oh yeah, that Hemi does sound nice. And I love the functionality of the Ram. So that it has several different levels of center console. It has a sliding cup holder system right here with lower storage. It has a wireless charger. It has cubby holes. It's got lots of chargers, USB-C and others. It does have 2 glove boxes. The steering wheel is very nice, leather wrapped, big huge gauges, big screen. Yes, this interior is a little bit more dark as well, but you can configure it with red accents. Whereas in the Chevy, you can't quite configure it anymore. You have your hill descent control system, axle lock. Yes, it has a selectable locker right here. Everything is on the right hand side. You don't have to look in different places. So I love this the best. Of course, I promised you the exact pricing on these 3 trucks and my favorite. Well, the Tundra is about $51,200. The Silverado is about 55 grand, and the Ram is pushing 56,000. What's my favorite? I'm gonna choose the Toyota Tundra TRD Pro. I love the suspension setup with Fox shocks. It's amazing. It's comfortable on-road and off-road. I love the big V8 in this truck, and with a slightly bigger tire, I think it could be an ultimate overland rig. And as always, go back to tfltruck.com for more news, views, and real-world truck reviews.